where we're going to do some rework of the brakes. And a very old rim here. Kind of pulled it out of the corner. Just to demonstrate this, you can see that this entire drum here is pretty gungy and corroded. So what you want to do is this stuff is cloth. Call it plumber's tape, and basically it's 320 grit. And when you get this in the plumbing area, they do is they use that to clean the copper pipes when they're soldering. Very handy stuff to have around the shop. You just tear a little section of it here, and that's what we're going to use to clean out the rust that's inside of there. And you'll just give it a good scrub with your hands. And scuff up the inside. If you're not working on a rim that's been sitting in the corner for a year or so, and you use one that you've just been streeting, but you find that you got bad brakes, you'd still want to give it a few passes with this stuff. What it'll do is it'll remove the glaze off of there. You want that just a little bit rough in there, so that it's a friction surface, not all nice and shiny and buff, so it's a slippery surface. So there's a testament to how good this stuff is. I've just been giving that a little rub, and pass my rag in there, and the part I've been rubbing at is already pretty clean. So you just continue doing the same all the way around, and that's how you would do your drum portion of the brakes. So here we have the actual brake portion. That's a front brake from a Moby, and it's a Motoricane one that they claim is theirs, and that's got the nice shiny chrome on it. Motoricane rear brakes, I got a sample of that too, with the nice long fingers on it, and a wonderful little inspection hole that they put on there. In that inspection hole, you're supposed to be able to see your pad wear. That's the whole idea, them little holes. You could do the same in one that's chromed and doesn't have that feature. It's nice to be able to see the wear on your brakes, but the other side of the same coin is that crap will get in there. So you have to attend to your brakes a little bit more often. So this one suffered the fate that a lot of brakes suffer over time, and look at that. That just came unglued. Buy a bike that's been sitting for a while, even one that's being stored and only has reportedly a couple of 100 miles on the clock, and you can find you have crap brakes, and when you take the brakes apart, the friction material just falls off the chute. That's something that happens over time. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull these shoes off, and very easy to pull the shoes off. You just bend them up at right angles, so it's like a bear trap, and wrestle them off. Ouch. And there you go. There's your shoes. On the backing plate, the only parts that you can really service is this cam, and that cam, that's supposed to be a lot freer moving than that. And so the best way to get that freer moving because these ones, they're not demountable. There's no nut here. Ones with the nut there, you can undo the nut, you take it apart, give them a good cleaning. These ones, they're not like that. So you would take your favorite penetrating oil and then just give it a little bit of a zap. And let it soak in there. And then just give it a workout. And just keep going until it's all nice and slidey, because that's all you want. You want this to be as smooth as possible, but without any appreciative play in it. You can attack it from the outside the same way, just a little barren shot. Just enough to get it wet. Problem is once you've done this, and if you've got it all loose, you want to put some brake cleaner in there to get rid of the excess oil and grease. Otherwise, that's going to be on your pads, and not always going to give you necessarily slippery brakes. It can also give you hard brakes or sudden brakes, because the oil will be absorbed into the friction material, and as it heats up, it'll expand. So you'll have the sketchiest brakes you've ever experienced in your life. So, good idea once you're done getting it all wet with the lubricant is you give it a shot with some brake cleaner and give her a good cleaning so that everything is all shiny and new looking, even if it's not. So installing the shoes, what you do is you have them like a bear trap, and you get one side, and then you force the other side on. Which doesn't always work so easy, especially when you got a camera on you. Oh. There we go. Sometimes you need to give it just a little bit of a technical tap. Screwdriver. There we go. And they're on. You try not to pinch your fingers in there. Sometimes folding them over like that is a little bit easier, but you got the brakes that will expand and contract a lot easier than before. And those will grip a lot better. If you find that the brakes are squealy, what you need to do is you need to dress them. If you're just reinstalling old brakes, you need to dress them too. That's where your plumber's tape comes in handy. Tough as they seem, the brake material is quite soft, so you're not going to be scrubbing at them for an hour. A couple of minutes, just to take the shine off them. And that usually works pretty good when they're new brakes. Sometimes they're just not arced very nicely. If they're not arced very nicely, what you want to do is you want to take your Sharpie pen and make a couple of stripes along the pad. Then run the bike around the block, down to the stop sign and back, using the brakes a lot. And when you get home, open them up and you'll see on the wear pattern where you need to wear a little bit more, and again, you can hit it up with this and just give it a scrub where the line stayed, and where the lines disappeared, don't touch it. And what that does is that'll arc the brakes to fit the drum, and they're soft, so it goes fast. On brand new pads, these edges are always squared off, and if you have brakes that sing to you, that's usually where the problem is. So let me just take a spare old pad here for demonstration purposes. See, old pad, got that nice shine to them. So scuff them up a little bit, like I said. Always good to have scuffy friction material. Then what you want to do, take your favorite file, and just on this sharp edge of the friction material, just want to knock the corner off it. Just like that. Just so that there's no sharp corner on there anymore. And just knocking that corner off, that'll stop them from singing. If you find that your brakes aren't grippy enough because you've kitted or you've done something to your bike, get a little bit more speed, now you want to lose the speed, one thing you can do is you can notch your pads. You don't want to notch them too deep, but if you put a slice in them with the corner of your file, just like that. And what happens is that gives it more surface area and also better cooling. And all the brakes do is they're converting the rotary energy, kinetic energy, into heat, and then dissipating the heat. And that's how they actually stop a bike. So if you put those slots in like this, maybe 3 or 4 slots, that will increase your braking. Use a file, you can use a Dremel, or you can even just take a hacksaw and cut those grooves across. And that's how you can improve some of your braking.